everyone. Welcome to the Quantum Bridge again with myself, Gary, and Casper. How are you doing today, mate? Keeping well? All good?
Let's not go into that, but
No? Yeah.
Dennis will change that for me.
That's
Ask me
it.
at the end.
Yeah. Maybe you can give us some of his positive vibes. Right. But on that note, if you can formally introduce our returning guest for today, please, Casper. And
Yeah, of course. It's our great privilege, and thank you for that little intro there. Sorry I didn't come across super high vibe, but we will change that during the course of this lovely conversation we're going to have with Dennis Bullock. So welcome back, Dennis. Thank you for being here again.
Hey, thank you, Casper and Gary, for having me back. It's a real pleasure. I'm always honored to be on your show, and the topics you discuss are very, very great and important and fun also, and interesting.
Yeah, the fun bit is a good thing. Yeah, again, talking of the sort of higher vibe. So we'd gone back to Dennis and mentioned the idea of a few ideas actually, but one of them being the idea of touching on downloads. For many that aren't familiar with that, we'll cover that, and many who are tuning into this probably because of their vibe will already know about this whole area of sort of receiving types of revealing and knowledge and information that seem to be pouring into many of us at the moment. So without me stealing any of Dennis's thunder here, Dennis, if we start with that area of downloads at least, what does that mean to you? When you think of the whole downloads, does it immediately take you back to those interactions with maybe with your mother after her passing and your own passing, or is that something that you're experiencing day to day anyway, that's just part of your life?
Well, the thing is, I mean, with my mother, was more about knowledge of what she had when she was that she has on the other side. They know the future, they know about timelines, they know so much, and they're so powerful. Because with my mother's situation, the angel told me I was not allowed to remember more than what she told me. But in my NDE experience, that was different. I guess maybe it's because I was dealing more direct with God. It was not not God's butler, but it was God, So
less caveats from the source.
yeah, so when God said to me, if you don't go back now, you might have to stay. I mean, it was no limitations on information that was coming in. So it was just the knob was on full, give them all, give them all, and there was no
on 11
limitations. Yeah, so there's no limitations. But the downloads, it took me a few years to download actually digest, because they were opposite of what I had believed before. And now I'm watching them come into play, and I'm seeing how important they are. And I see for me that if I didn't have my downloads, probably it would feel like my life is going insanity, because but now with the downloads, it's better. I deal with that insanity of the world much better, because now I know what it's about, and I know why they're insane, because of the vibration has changed, and they're still trying to do the old stuff on top of a new vibration that it won't work out properly, or it doesn't function at all. So that's why it's easier for me, I mean, to deal with it. And also I know the purpose of it. Why is it going? It's all these changes happening. Why is everybody changing? What's going on? It's because we're headed towards a new dimension, and the old stuff has got to go. And we're heading for a timeline change, and where that old stuff, it's not really dying, it's just going to move to another timeline. And when it moves to another timeline, for people who like the 3D roller coaster, they still have the opportunity to go there. But me personally, I don't like what I call the evolution of 3D. It's not it's not a good place. So that's why I choose 5D. And
Dennis, when you say that, is it because you can feel what it would be like, and you can just see it because we're sort of skipping in that world a bit as we are in the new world too? Or is it because you've actually seen the emanation and the roadmap of that 3D experience?
Well, the thing is that you can actually see it from here. And that is that the only reason why, for example, America didn't go to war with Russia, okay? But in the 3D world, once the split happened, that would definitely happen. You see, it's an evolution, everything, and cycles repeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it's not because people don't learn their lessons. It's actually a cycle that's repeating, and it's up to us to make a different choice. But if we don't make a different choice, that same cycle, that almost same scenario can happen again because we're not making the choice, you know, and the choice is not necessarily, you know, do I fight Russia or not? The choice is, do I go on high vibrations or low vibrations?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the choice. And see, and once you make that choice, then you put on a certain timeline. You go directly on a certain timeline. So the thing is, with the downloads, they really help you navigate better, give you better understanding, and it's not going to stop the world's insanity, but it's going to give you the tools to deal with it a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay,
wondered,
because
Dennis,
yeah.
I'm just going to maybe explain how sometimes I perceive downloads and things and what it
Mhm.
means to me, and maybe you could sort of comment on that.
Okay.
Yeah, so obviously sometimes the difference of having something internal, like it feels inside, like intuition and guidance, and
Mhm.
then I at least sometimes sense downloads. It feels to me coming from an external place, like I'm pulling that in. So I might get some insight. Maybe we're talking, and then I suddenly stuff starts to come in, and then I might even be talking sometimes, and at the same time thinking, where is all this coming from? You know, it's like the words are coming out. I'm like, I know nothing about this, but it's kind of just coming through. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So
We
is that different to? So when that stuff comes in, I still run it through my internal discernment type thing. It feels different to me that somebody's coming in, but I still have an internal guidance and intuition that I can sort of to that.
Yeah, well, we're getting downloads all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. And they usually come in from your higher self, and it's up to you whether you want to take it in and absorb it. But when you have downloads and you don't know where it's coming from, that's definitely a download. That's definitely a download from a higher source, you know, uh, and the downloads are there to help guide you because we got a whole team around us. You know, we got a whole team around us, spiritual team around us to help us in this game. So all we got to do is ask for it. And sometimes it's angels, sometimes it's your higher self giving you downloads, little hints that's going to steer you in a better direction. Um, but you know, me, I have the downloads I got when I passed. That's solid. And then I have little things that may come in, downloads about little things, or little updates, I would call them. But uh, basically, I mean, the foundation is the downloads that I got from the other side, which is where we're headed, why we're headed there, what's our choices, and what does God think about all of it, and also um, what's the best action we can take during this transition and not get caught up in the insanity that will enscare first before, you know, it's got to be the storm before the calm, you know. So we're in the storm right now, you know, and also the earth is going through changes also, you know. That's why we have solar storms, we have all kinds of things happening that's affecting our mind, the frequency of the brain. The Schumann resonance is way out, affecting our DNA. more knowledge is coming to everybody. It's all happening at the same time, which feels like a lot like insanity. But the real truth is it's for the better of everything. And it is, and it's just the main point is the choice. Because if you have to be careful about your vibrational choice. And that's what it's trying to show you, that look, if you choose the right vibration, things will go better around you. But it doesn't mean that you're going to control another person. Now, everybody's going to have their free will to do whatever they want. But if you're in a higher vibration, your world is going to be on that higher vibration. And you won't experience, even if it's going on, it could be next door, but you won't experience it in the fullness as you would if you were on a lower vibration. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention, yeah, I like this, it's a great conversation, is that I've noticed with the sort of quote unquote downloads, is actually some of it was sort of information, like maybe Gary's talking about, and some of it is very much beyond words now. So I'm starting to feel that these downloads are very much quote unquote 5D or beyond, because even the information is not the same type of information. It's not just like, maybe you shouldn't be doing that, maybe you should be doing this, or this opportunity is coming, or look out for this, or those sort of things that sort of the brain can maybe catch hold of. It's stuff that's really getting caught more in, probably in the heart or in another aspect, that is opening up to this. I wasn't really aware that that capacity was here. So a totally new world, a totally new thing is opening up. So not only is the information rather beautiful actually in its expression, but also what it's triggering within, I'm sure it's all of us, I don't for a second think this is just for me, that there is this type of revelation about the information itself and how that's now coming in and what that's evoking, a totally different sense of what sort of reality and what possibility there is. I don't know if either of you have started to feel that, but of late, that seems to be sort of in this nowness, quite a nice new development. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's very good point, Casper, and that's very true, because as we awaken, we awaken to the possibilities of what we can do as individuals, and as a society. We start to see in the what I call a bigger picture than just the immediate problems, a bigger way of seeing life, a different way, a new way,
Yeah.
actually. And it's a way that we're not familiar with, but it's more dealing directly, and you said it really good, Casper, directly with the heart, and because the heart is connected to your soul, it's not the brain, it's the heart, and the heart has the wisdom.
Yeah.
It's the heart. The heart drives the whole body. The heart is part of the soul. So it's opening up our hearts, it's opening up our hearts about ourselves, about our decisions, about how we're going to lead this life, and where do we want it to go? How do we want it to go with others? Is it just about me? Is it just about my success? Or is it just about everybody treating everybody better?
It sounds so easy.
Yeah, there's also a sense of magnificence. Sorry to cut in, Gary, I'll turn straight over to you. But there was a sort of sense of magnificence again, and not an ego magnificence, like, wow, look at what I really am, and look at how powerful and how, how much knowledge and all. It's that thing of, wow, there is another dimension to what I thought I was. Therefore, there's another dimension to what everybody is. I like that thing about that true inclusivity.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're hitting on some good points there. And that's true, because, once we realize, hey, we're all in it together. We all are the same. We're all brothers and sisters. Forget the skin suits, what color your skin suit is, or what color your shoes are. I said, we're humans. We're humans. That's it. And we all brothers and sisters. So rather your shoes are brown, rather my shoes are yellow, rather your shoes are white, rather your shoes are green, doesn't matter. We all have feet. We all are brothers and sisters. And that's the whole point. And And we all need to care about each other because everything affects everything. And as we get to that point, that's when our true power is coming, because love is power also. People think, oh, the love vibration, oh, you have to be passive. No, love is powerful. Love is like a lion. It protects. Ask any mother to go try to mess with the baby of a newborn with a mother. She'll rip your head off like a lion, and that's not evil. That's not a low vibration. It is love. See, love is a high vibration, but it doesn't always mean that it's just passive.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
you know, uh, it's love is never dies. It's very powerful. It protects. It nurtures. It guards.
And it
Know.
never stops. I mean, that's
Yeah.
another sort of revelatory download from some of my historical experiences, is that actually what confounded me about love was how much it was so bountiful. Not just that, isn't it nice that love is this sort of self-fulfilling and self-generating thing, and those are all concepts, but to feel that everything is actually fundamentally, but everything is, even evil, even the terrible things, they're just a
Exactly.
distortion.
Eggman, you hitting it on it, Casper. You're doing it today,
Get
man.
into his flow
That's
now.
exactly right. Yeah, because that's even the evil things we think is evil could never be a part of love. Their foundation is basically love. And that's why on the other side there is no right or wrong. There's only perception. And so if everything is made of love and the foundation is made of love, that's just um evil is just more like somebody who either decides not to go in that love direction, even though they're made of love, or a distorted version because they don't see clearly their true self. And that's it. That's all. That is only it. So,
That's a
and the
really
real,
nice, yeah, that thing about them not seeing themselves correctly, the thing that they've sort of quote unquote got wrong, not that there's rights and wrong, but the thing that they're not having clarity, or rather than being wrong, is,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So that's all it is. When you see a rude person, it's they don't have clarity of who they are.
Yeah. Yeah, brilliant.
So
Gary,
so they
sorry I interrupted.
yeah.
So.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
It's some good gear, You've upped your vibe, mate.
About time. It's about time.
No, I was just thinking, getting back to that download type thing. Sometimes I tend not to post much, like on X, on social media. I promote the channel and we've got new videos and things, but sometimes I get those things that pop in my head, and it's kind of like it says, "Post that," go and tell them that, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I get sort of messages like that and insightful things. Normally, maybe what's going on in the collective. Okay, something comes in, tell them about that, calm them down, or and so, sometimes when I'm speaking to friends, which I find it can be awkward sometimes now, when like you was talking, Dennis, with everything being frequency and things, to try and get that across to people who don't have that concept at all yet. You sort of know that this is the way out, and but trying to explain that when they're wrapped up in the sort of 3D, I'm
Well,
finding that quite difficult at the moment, because I'm like, this is how you do it, guys, but they don't have a framework yet of that, even that concept at all. I'm thinking of a particular friend of mine in Casper's who sends us some.
No comment. No comment.
There's only one way I can really. There's only
You
one
go
way I can
there.
really respond to this to help. I don't tell people what to do. I do go along that self-empowerment type thing. I think that must trying to get people to realise how powerful they actually are, and that those choices matter. That because a lot of time they feel helpless. It's a tricky bit in a minute, I feel, with trying to help the collective.
yeah, well, the thing is, you're helping the collective anyway with your
Mm,
thoughts and your words, period. You know, people were telling me, oh, I'm not doing enough to help the people and I'm not doing enough. I said, "Oh, do you know that you're helping the collective just with your thoughts and your words and your personal actions? You don't have to necessarily go out and touch somebody. It'd be great if you could and talk with them. But if you can't, or if they don't listen, just your thoughts and your words are adding to a positive collective, which is adding to a higher vibration.
Yeah. That's
So
how
it's
I
so you
feel.
don't have to feel frustrated if you're not directly in physical spiritual action. You are you
Yeah.
are you are directly in spiritual action 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because your words and your thoughts are prayers. They're prayers to the universe. They're prayers to the collective. So that's why I say, hey, let's change the channel about our thoughts. Let's
Mm.
change the channel about what we actually say to each other and to ourselves.
Yeah, that is the thing. Once you you realize the power in that and the energy that you're putting out, and I sort of think of like a casserole pot, and you think, well, what ingredients am I putting into this pot? And if we
Mm.
more of us put more good things, it tastes better. And I sort of
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So, but then, like I say, from you trying to someone else will say, well, you're not doing anything. You need to go out and I don't know, smash a shop up or something. You're like, no, they see it well, something that we might see as powerful, they see as weak, and it's that sort of yeah.
Well, the thing, yeah, this is the thing, someone on a higher vibration, you're on a different radio station, my man.
Mm, yeah.
You're on the classical station there on the Smash Heads rock, heavy metal rock station. So they're not gonna see, they're
Mm,
not gonna understand your approach, your Mozart
no.
approach to life. So and believe me, the only time is that's really good to talk to someone is when they ask or when they're at a point where they're almost ready to give up, and you offer a solution that you think would be better for them, and they're willing to try, because you cannot force a horse to water, which means that because they have free will.
Mm,
And even if you know the answer, it's like a kid that says, I know it all, I don't listen to you, but you know much better. You got to wait till the kid comes to you. You can't say, hey, don't do that, do this. The kid ain't going to listen,
mm,
you see?
Well, because they're
So
not going to learn either, are they? That's the other
exactly.
thing,
Yeah.
you know.
So the thing is, you have free will. You got to remember, everybody has free will. And there'll come a point you want to help, but at the same time, if they do not choose, you cannot go against their free will. Even if you know what they're choosing is really not really going to be great for them to navigate on the earth as it is now, you still can't interfere with their free will unless they come to that point where they say, I need help. I'm asking for help. Then that's your cue. You
mm,
need help. Okay. If you really want help, let's look at what you're thinking. Let's change a little bit what you're doing.
mm,
Let's think of life instead of thoughts. Let's think of life as vibrations. Let's think of life as and then you go into your radio station vibe, which is like, if you're on this station, you're only going to get that.
mm,
If you're on this station, you're going to get that. And you're on a higher vibration, that's opening the door to more higher, better things.
yeah,
Okay. And the thing is, you want to tell them, stay away from these low vibration conversations. And that's because when you go into low vibration conversations, oh, remember happened 2 weeks ago, it can happen today, could be an earthquake, could be a tidal wave, could be a nuclear war. It just goes on and on and on. And you just have to say, look, we talk another time, you leave, you don't engage.
mm,
And these are things that's going to help you stay on your positive vibration. Because right now, as we get more and more higher, guess what? We get more and more distractions. There's more and more distractions because those people who are in the lower vibrations, they're shaking even more because that planet is rising, and that lower vibration person is like, oh, this is, I don't want to do this, you know. And here's the good news, and I'm going to repeat this one, and that is people doing evil things are not going to have the same outcome on a planet that's on higher vibrations.
I think
They're not going to have the same results.
we can
They're
already
not going to have
see
the
some of
same
this,
results.
I feel.
You could see that. You could see that. I'll give you an example. Trump assassination
This is,
didn't happen. Didn't happen because they attempted something very, very evil on a higher vibrational planet. And as we rise, if it had happened 10 years ago where the vibrations was much lower, he would probably not be here today. It would just be a bunch of confusion, and there would be this 20-year-old kid, which I'm laughing at. Yeah, sure. He beat the whole Secret Service. He beat everybody, and he did it alone. And yeah. So this is what I'm saying. So that's why. Or America would have went to war with Iran with the Israel situation. They would have went directly to war. But it didn't happen. Even crazy Biden, who can't remember his name, said America will not go to war with Iran.
I think it's true. I
Okay,
see a lot of these
this is
agendas.
that
Yeah, they try
exactly.
to
So
start them, but they don't take off. Yeah, it's
they're
if
not
you're
taking
watching
off.
to see.
Yeah, they're not taking off because it's on a higher vibration.
Yeah.
But once that planet splits timelines, if you're on 3D, watch out.
They can do it all then. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they got the green light.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, while we're in transition, that means we can go from low vibration to high vibration. We still have that option. Because once that timeline split happens, you ain't gonna have that option no more. You ain't gonna be, it'll only be low vibration and evolution of 3D, which, like I told you, doesn't go to a very funny place.
Right, Casper, we're coming to that closing point.
Okay, I was just going
Wanna
to
add?
say thank you to both of you actually today for sort of anchoring us and hopefully the audience in this in the 5D, because it is important, and there's many we're speaking to now, Dennis, that are feeling not just the crescendo but the fact that, you know, time literally, even to repeat certain of these cycles, certainly maybe some of the shorter cycles, is running out. So you're going to have to take this opportunity to get your vibration right and to choose a world, really, your own world that is on that higher vibe and on that timeline. If you choose the other one, it's not about judgment, but if you want that more beautiful, that more loving experience, I think it feels at least that there's it's time to make that choice.
Hey, Casper, I couldn't have said it better, brother. I couldn't have said it better. That is exactly it. You're right on target. And that's exactly it. Because, first thing, God loves you either way. Okay. But me personally, I'm tired of the 3D game. I'm tired of the roller coasters, the lies, the betrayals, the whatever. So I want that world of love. I want that world where everybody cares about everybody. I want that world where there's plenty. We have plenty. There's not lack. That's an illusion. That's for money, and that's for power, and that's for wars and to keep people against each other. But we have plenty. We have plenty on this planet. So as the vibration rises, more information is coming, more truth and clarity. Truth and clarity. But that also goes on our personal lives too, about who we want to be, where we want to be, how we want to be, and what is our goal? Where do we want to go with this life? And not to get caught up in the distractions, the flashing lights of Las Vegas, because that can trap you, and you lose your vibration, you get on fear, or you get on anger, or you get on revenge, or you get on hate, and the whole situation is changing. And like I said, we want to look at it in a vibrational way, not so much in a mental, logical way, because logic will lead you to insanity these days, because nothing is working like it's supposed to. or functioning normally, because we're on a whole different vibration. And you can feel the time is going faster. You can feel you're getting downloads. Gary and Casper, you feel certain things now you never felt before.
Yeah.
And ideas are coming in your head that you never felt, like you were talking about the heart, and Gary, you were talking about downloads that were coming to you about people and what you should do. Yes, this is going to happen more and more to everybody, you know. And it's not only, okay, you have a gift but I don't, or you have a gift. We all have gifts. And the whole thing is, these gifts will awaken as you go on higher frequency. If you continue on higher vibration, this will open a whole new door. Now, not all your friends are going to come to the party. Okay. And that's their choice. And guess what? That's okay too.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world if they don't come to the party. It's not the end of the world. But if they're desperate and they ask for help, you know what to tell them. You know what to tell them about vibrations. You know about tell them about that little list of 10 things that's going to keep them more often. You know what to tell them, that it's not about being perfect. It's about knowing what to do when you find yourself on low vibrations.
Dennis,
So, yeah.
it's unfortunately the end of our party.
Yeah.
Today.
Very, very
We shall
great way.
continue next time.
Oh, for sure. Casper and Gary, it's a pleasure. And
Thank you so much, Dennis.
you guys today were so much on target. So much on target. Really. I really, really enjoyed these conversations and this show. And anytime you need me back, I'm here to do it. I really support you guys. I love you both.